Hey y'all, I'm James Wright. Welcome to my shop, and these are a few of my favorite things. You see, this is not your average gift guide. This is something different, and every year I like to highlight companies that are one or two person, maybe a three-person company that put out beautiful and amazing tools. So as much as I like a lot of the mid-sized companies, this isn't something for them. I'm focusing on these small companies, so I'm not going to be talking much about Lee Nielsen or Veritas and others like that. We're going to be talking about the one guy in his garage who likes to make a specialty tool and has a passion for it. So if you're like me and people have a hard time buying tools for you, this might be the video that you can send to them and say, hey, this is a good idea. So let's start down here with a new company, Woodworking. They actually make a bunch of parts, fences and screws and stops and router plane parts, all those weird things that when you're looking at an antique tool, you find that I'm missing that one little thing. You could go and try and find an antique, but for most of the common things, Woodworking actually sells a brand new part and sometimes even better than the original. I'm going to be doing a video here soon actually focusing on them because they've been coming out with some really interesting parts that I didn't even realize that they were doing, and it's really kind of cool. I know I probably don't have to say this, and I am going kind of fast through all of these tools, but if you want to find out more about this, every one of these, I'll have links to them down in the description below. Lost Art Press. Now, they're kind of pushing the boundaries of the small, but you go there in person, you can actually meet everyone who works there. They're a small group, just a few people who put out some amazing, amazing books. If you want to know about woodworking, this is oftentimes the place where you start. They have everything from the anarchist tool chest to basic beginner guides of the ins and outs of how you use a square and a marking gauge. Some of the most beautiful pictures and designs actually demonstrating things from the past. Lost Art Press is keeping traditional woodworking alive. Here's another new one on the list that's actually making saw kits. Glancy Alchemy is selling folded back saw kits. So they sell you the saw plate where you can get it punched or sharpened. You can sell it with the back, and you can also get it with the hardware so that you can make it yourself. You have to make your own handle for it, but you get to make a kit out of this, and they're really affordable. I've actually got a couple kits here that soon my daughter and I are going to be putting together. Speaking of saws, Bad Axe Tools is actually a group of a few people up in northern Wisconsin that make some of the most functional and beautiful saws. From large frame saws and panel saws all the way down to the dovetail saw and one of my all-time favorite, their tenon saws. They've even started getting into kits as well, so you can make the tools yourself. Or they sell them completely done if you're the type of person who wants something done right. Gordon Addison does plain tote restoration, and he sells these stencils that I absolutely love. If you ever need to make your own plain tote, you can actually put one of these on, and when you trace it, you can see what the grain looks like underneath because they're clear. And if you want to make the knobs, you can actually get these guides that will help you turn them because they're the exact radius you need for all of the different sizes that you'll get with a standard Stanley knob. One of my favorite, Compass Rose Tools. This is from Rex Kruger. He sells all sorts of interesting things like this anti-racking block to a router plane kit, to an everyday carry of the Hand Tool Hero, which is a set of drivers and splitters and checkers that you can wear on your keychain. One of the new ones on the list is Dave Corinth. He makes these kits, which actually make a screwdriver for the chip breaker screw. But he's most well known for his little planes. These are remakes of the Stanley 101, but with handle and tote. And they're cute, just beautiful little things. They're fully functional, basically the Stanley half. Bearcat Woodworking is back in production now. One of my favorites, and he makes these scrapers and a bunch of other things. He now sells a chamfer plane kit that you can actually put onto your draw knife. So when you're sitting at the shave horse, you can get perfect chamfers with a draw knife. Not to mention he makes the world's most beautiful saws. I mean, really just the most gorgeous saws. Lake Erie Toolworks. They make my all-time favorite marking knives. These are amazing because they have this long flat surface for referencing things. Incredibly comfortable. I know they don't look comfortable, but trust me, they are. They're just a lot of fun to use. Not to mention, they make some of the absolute best plane irons in the market. And when they're tested, they come out heads and shoulders above just about everything else. And you can't beat the price on those either. One of my favorites, DFM Toolworks. He makes card scrapers and squares and these ones that have center finders so you can find the center of a board. He has a whole bunch of different things. He's actually the one who makes my card scrapers, the ones I sell. So yes, you can go on my website and you can buy my card scraper that costs more than his card scraper, and they're the exact same thing. And why does it cost more? Because, well, mine comes with the Wood by Wright logo on it, and his doesn't. So if you want the Wood by Wright logo, you go to my website and you pay more for it. Or you can go to his website and you can buy it for less. Plain parts. If you're ever looking for odd parts, one of the places I go to is Just Plain Fun. He actually has a Facebook group called Just Plain Fun, the Parts Division. And he's the one I contacted. I needed a new screw for my 62. Yes, video coming out on this soon. But he sent me the original screw from an original plane. These aren't remakes, these are originals. He finds planes and other tools that are all busted up and of no use other than their parts and sells off the parts. And he does an amazing job of cataloging everything. If you want a part, he probably has it. And if he doesn't have it, he probably knows of someone where you can get it from. So if you're looking for antique original parts, Just Plain Fun. Another new one on my list is Kurt Gish. He actually makes these sets of taps and dies for specialty screws on planes. These are 7/32, not 7/16 like I said in the video. Oops. Yeah. 7/32. It's a very weird screw that you can't find everywhere, and they fit the original Stanleys. So if you ever need to hollow out an original hole, or you want to remake a thread, or you need to chase and clean them, you can buy the tap and die that are original for him. He also has a bunch of other things on his website, but if you are into restoration, you're probably going to want one of these sets. Red Rose Reproductions makes these dividers that I absolutely love. They're friction fit and just beautifully manufactured. You can actually unscrew the head and you can put a pencil on this one. They are definitely my go-to divider and I love them. But he also makes plane kits like this spill plane or a drawer bottom grooving plane. And I love these. I've made both of them and purchased them myself. If you know of someone who likes to make kits, this is a great place to go. Speaking of kits, I actually sell kits myself. I have a grooving plane kit where you can get the body, the wedge, and the iron, or you can buy just the iron if you have the wood itself. Or I have router plane kits, so you can actually make a fully functional L-shaped router plane. I've got a whole video on how to make it, but the kits, they're in and out of stock, but if you order them now, you'll make sure to get on the next set of them. They'll be coming out here pretty soon. And continuing on that kit list, this one's fun. This is the ripping plane by Reed Planes. And you can see this blade on here, which is really sharp, is actually cutting that way. This is a slitting plane that will cut basically like the knife on a 45, except for it cuts it a little bit cleaner and it doesn't follow the grain as much as the 45. And so this is phenomenal at ripping out small stocks. If you were working with boxes or you're working with Kumiko and things like that, one of these can serve you quite well. Another one from Reed Planes is the chamfer block. I use this all the time. Most of the time, if I'm chamfering, I'm going to be just grabbing a plane and I'm going to make my chamfer. But with this, I can slide it on there. It's held on with magnets, so pa-pa. Now I can set up an exact size to my chamfers. And you can actually get this as a kit. It comes with the magnets and all the hardware you need to make your own, or you can buy the metal slides to, well, make your own with the wood. And then, of course, if you know Reed Planes, you know he makes planes better. You can put in all the extras. This is a fine adjustment knob. Not only is the knob a little larger, but the threads on it are much, much finer, so that a quarter turn on this is equal to a half turn on the original Stanleys. They have yokes that you can go in and file them down to get rid of all the slop at the adjuster, at the pin, and then also at the chip breaker. So all 3 points where you're going to have slop and backlash in there, that yoke will eliminate them. Knobs, I love having a brass knob on this because it makes it front heavy, and that allows it to stick to the wood a little bit better when you're starting off, so you're not rounding off the front corner. I didn't think I would like this, but I absolutely love the knob on my smoother. He also makes bearing adjusters that fit the Lie-Nielsen planes and others. This is an absolute game changer. If you have a Lie-Nielsen block plane, these adjusters are incredible. And while you're in the shop, Wood by Wright, I actually do sell my own wax, hard and soft. Card scrapers, strops, honing compounds, burnishers, and other things like that. If you want to make them, I do actually sell them on woodbywright.com. But I saved the best for last. I do have a few of the old shirts. So if you like my dad joke shirts, they are available on the website as long as they are still there, because I don't reprint them. I just have whatever's left over from the printing. And for the first time ever, I misordered and ordered way too many puzzles last year. So I've got a couple of these left. I don't have many of them, but if you want a puzzle of my shop, it's incredibly easy to build because it's just an intricate and cool piece in the background. I do have a couple of these left from the 2024 season. I only print them every 2 years, so the next one won't come out until 2026. So if you want a 2024, well, there's still a couple of them left. And as a bit of a runner-up, I do have 3 others that I would like to mention. And one of them is Zinwu. I use their stuff all the time. Zinwu irons, Zinwu chisels. I'm actually playing with this apron. I don't think I'm going to be using an apron long term, but I really like this one because, well, I like to show off my joke shirts most of the time. But he also sells marking knives and other things that are incredibly beautiful. They're a little bit larger company, but they're still small and boutique and do amazing quality work. Then, of course, there's Lee Nielsen. Lee Nielsen is kind of the name in hand tools. I love what they're doing. It's a small group of people in one factory, but they make amazing things and I absolutely love them. There are lots of other companies I could talk about, and if there's some I missed that you really want to punch out, then throw them in the comments down below. And if you're looking for something more, something that's other than this, well, then go look in the comments down below. There might be something listed down there for you. So I hope you like this. If you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, snide remarks, you know what to do. Links down below. And if you do have any questions, all the links are down below. So thank you for that. So I think that'll about do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Oddly enough, there's one thing that all of these makers have in common. This is a block of teak, and they all like to scare it because they are all boutique makers.